Hey, it's Jamie. Welcome back to another video on the channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. And today we're looking at trans memes. Oh yes, there is no point beating about the bush about it. Why is that even a saying? I've never questioned it before. I don't say it very much. I don't know why I said it today. Anyway, there's no point in me waffling. I want to just get into the lovely, positive, wholesome, and relatable trans memes. Before we get into the trans memes though, I want to introduce you to a little shark friend of mine. No, not Blowhigh, although he is amazing too. Today, I'm talking about Surfshark. Do you know what cheers me up nearly as much as wonderful, relatable trans memes? The movie Bend It Like Beckham. It's probably my favorite movie of all time, and this may come as a shock to some people. I used to play football and be very, very into football when I was a child. Did you also know that one of my very, very favorite countries to visit is Italy? Mostly because of how much I love pizza. But sadly, Bend It Like Beckham is not available on Netflix in Italy. Oh no. Well, if you've ever found yourself in a similar situation, might not be Bend It Like Beckham, might not be Italy, might be a different combination of movie/TV show and country, but whatever the combo might be, then I have the solution for you. How does it sound to be able to unlock content from different countries, keep your data secure, and get the best prices online? Pretty good, right? Thank you, Surfshark, for sponsoring today's video. Back to Bend It Like Beckham, because as I mentioned, you can watch Bend It Like Beckham on Netflix in the UK, but not in Italy. So if my butt is all the way over in Italy, but I want my home comforts of just bending that ball into the top corner of the goal, then what am I supposed to do? Luckily, Surfshark isn't just great at riding the digital waves. It also lets me change my virtual location, including back to the UK, so I can watch movies like Bend It Like Beckham wherever I may have traveled to. And it's not just Netflix or Bend It Like Beckham or Italy. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in more than 100 countries. I literally use Surfshark every single day. Sharp and I have done for years. It's so handy to have that peace of mind whilst using the internet and to be able to unlock streaming content that I otherwise wouldn't be able to get to see. And today, Surfshark has a very delicious deal. Everyone who signs up using my link, surfshark.com/Jammy, that's JAMMI, will get a whole extra 4 months of Surfshark for free. And on top of keeping you connected with your home comforts and favorite media, did you know that changing your location can often unlock better deals on things like flights, hotels, car rentals, and even everyday items? Many websites adjust their prices according to your country, but by changing your location with Surfshark, you can unlock better deals. And it's not just home comforts or better deals that you can get with Surfshark, it's also your safety. Quite possibly the most important bit. Whether you're at home, in a coffee shop, or on the other side of the world, or across Europe, watching Bend It Like Beckham, Surfshark encrypts your online data so that you don't become an easy target for identity theft, phishing attempts, or fraud. It also comes in particularly handy if you're in the UK right now, since the Online Safety Act. Now, certain websites, when you're trying to access them in the UK, are requiring age verification, requiring people from the UK to input personal data in order to access them. If you don't like the sound of this, then Surfshark can help you avoid those concerns of having to give your personal data to websites that might be unsafe. Simply choose one of the 3,200 servers in a different country and voila, you avoid the potential risk of data leak. And if that's not enough, Surfshark One gives you access to features like alert and search. So you'll get real-time data breach alerts if your personal info leaks online. And you can browse ad-free with zero digital footprint using Surfshark's private search engine. So go click the link in my description box to get 4 extra months for free of Surfshark. And there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so really, you've got nothing to lose. Now let's get on with those trans memes. Starting to think top surgery is a scam. Too many of you guys got it and are still bottoms. Yeah, clearly a scam. Absolutely. What else is top surgery meant to do? My father was hired to make windows for a transgender church. Trans, yes. Wrong kind of trans. Transformer. Are we Transformers? But I guess the Transformers switch in between, going from being a car to being a robot like Optimus Prime. But yeah, trans. So many things begin with trans. Transphobes must hate Transformers. They must hate using transport. They must hate transmissions. They'll be terrified of transatlantic travel. Yeah, Transville. Sorry, too far. Gender is a prison and I chewed through the bars. Do you know what that just makes me think of? Like the aesthetic of it and chewed through the bars. I just think of cute little hamsters. Trans people are just cute little hamsters escaping the cage of gender. Trans person. I'm trans. Society. Okay. Popeye the Sailor. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to do a Popeye impression. I'm sorry. Trans person. Thanks, Popeye. Popeye the Sailor. Remember to eat your spinach. Trans person. I will, Popeye. Yeah, eat your spinach. Trans people, if you want to be big and strong like Popeye, Yay. As a trans person with religious trauma, this quote hit me like a effing freight train. As my friend Julian puts it, only half winkingly, God blessed me by making me transsexual for the same reason God made wheat but not bread and fruit but not wine, so that humanity might share in the act of creation. Oh, I'm not religious at all, and that would not incline me to be religious. But I do hope that trans people who have religious beliefs and don't want to let go of that part of their life or feel scared of that part of their life are able to find things that help them live as authentically to themselves without feeling like they have to be in situations that are uncomfortable or be around people that don't accept them, or feel like they are not allowed to have their beliefs or their faith just because they're LGBTQ+. Why do people think God would be against trans people? Jesus literally turned water into wine. Why can't emo music turn your daughter into a boy? The thing is, despite not believing in a God, I am so 1,000% convinced that if there were an almighty being that oversaw things and created us, they would not be transphobic. They would not be homophobic. There are just way bigger things to be concerned about. I think it would all come down to being a good person. You could think that you are living an incredibly religious life, but you could be an absolute dickhead, which is what we see happening many, many times. And I think if there really was a God, that would not be acceptable. But the person without faith, but who is a good person, that's who would get into heaven and have a ticket. Yeah. So, just don't be a dick. And being a transphobe is being a dick. Every trans child deserves safety, dignity, and transition. Yes, I cannot add to this. I don't even know why this is a discussion. Transphobes seem to think that trans kids are on some conveyor belt of a factory to destroy their lives, when in reality it's like, let a kid wear the clothes they want to wear, be called the name that makes them feel comfortable, join the boys' football team if they're a little trans boy, and start gender-affirming healthcare at age-appropriate times. However, puberty blockers have now been banned, so that's very shitty, but can still be prescribed to cis kids, just as a little thought exercise as to why that might be the case. Thinking about the time I said I love my younger brother because he has never questioned my masculinity/gender, and I got an anonymous ask calling me a liar, and I was like, you're mad my brother loves me? Which is the essence of every transphobe's, you're mad that I'm loved, LMAO. That is quite beautiful. I love that. And I see it a lot, and I've received similar comments myself, where homophobes and transphobes will find LGBTQ+ creators and be like,
oh, your mum must be so disappointed in you. Oh, your dad must be horrified that he's got a gay son, or your parents must have disowned you, and your parents must be so sad and grieving at how their child turned out.
And then it's like, well, arseholey parents, yeah, but so many LGBTQ+ people have so much love from parents, from friends, from siblings, from cousins and aunties and grandparents. LGBTQ+ people will be so much more loved than the bigots. Imagine loving a bigot. I'm sorry, I know that we cannot just switch off that unconditional love, especially for family members and especially for people like parents, so I'm not judging if you love a bigot. I'm just saying, it's like the whole sad people bully, like hurt people hurt people. What is going on in these bigots' lives to make them want to punch down on other people? I think that's a more important question to ask rather than the questions they ask. Bound, 1996. This movie was directed by the Wachowski sisters pre-transition, and I listened to a podcast talking about how some of the reaction at the time was basically, how did two straight guys make a lesbian movie this good? Which in hindsight, lol. The Wachowski sisters also did The Matrix, which is often described as a trans allegory. So I feel like they must have been living out the lives of who they actually felt they were through the films they created, which is simultaneously beautiful but also sad that they couldn't do that earlier. But they can do it now, which is the main thing. It's wild to me how everyone has roughly the same world is ending feeling right now, but some people feel that way because of fascism and climate change, while others feel that way with equal intensity because of drag queens at libraries and singular they them pronouns. Yes, yeah, there is the group of people in society who are recognizing the actual shittery that's happening in the world, like fascism and climate change and war, horrible things that actually impact people. And then there are other people who, for some reason, think that those things don't matter or aren't real, but want to find somebody to blame for the state of the world. So have just gone,
what is the trendiest minority to pick on right now? Yes, please.
Weird. I love this meme. I made a short on this meme, but I feel like it needed to be included in a long form video video. Can't believe JK Rowling is in The Sims 4. Hello. And I did do a Sims video recently and actually saw this. This is a real thing in The Sims 4. An interesting update from The Sims 4. Like, The Sims is so trans inclusive and LGBTQ plus inclusive in general. I just think this is very fitting for such an inclusive game. Basic math, bleh. Advanced math, bleh. See, I don't understand. But you know, I don't understand advanced maths, so I don't try to say that the only type of maths that exists is basic. Just because I don't understand the advanced maths, I listen to the people who understand the advanced maths. Basic physics, 3 states of matter. Advanced physics, 7 states of matter. Basic biology, 2 sexes. Advanced biology, sex does not equal gender. And then there are variations within. No, my 2 genderinos. And I think that's a really important point of stay in your lane, because I don't understand the advanced concepts of things that I haven't learned, I haven't trained in, I am not the in-group of. But I do understand more advanced elements of biology, and I do understand the experience of being trans. And so that is what I talk about. And there's other things that are more trivial in life that I understand more than other things, right? And so those are the things that I discuss and I have an input about. If people are having a discussion about advanced physics and I am not understanding that there are 7 states of matter, because I was taught in year 6 that there are 3, I'm not stood there going red in the face screaming about how there are only 3 states of matter and we need to go back to
Basic physics and listen to the basic physics and stop getting it wrong.
and then donating heinous amounts of money towards anti-advanced physics causes and trying to dismantle reality. No, I go, oh, I did not get to that stage of understanding physics. Let me listen to you people who are experts in advanced physics and let me learn. That's what would be a typical response. But transphobes don't seem to be able to have that. Elephants are born weighing 250 pounds. They're the biggest babies on earth except for transphobes. Well, doesn't that have some accuracy to it? Yes. Also, funny because trans people shout, "You are what you're born," and we're all born babies. So they are the biggest babies on earth, both according to their own definition of you are what you're born, and also the fact that they are just whiny little assholes. Did I just call babies whiny little assholes? Maybe. They don't do a lot. They can't think critically. Babies are significantly cuter than transphobes. Transphobes are not cute in the slightest, but both are full of shit most of the time. Transgender surgery is older than, and then this is where the whole
It's experimentation.
just goes out the window. The discovery of Pluto, modern toilet paper, chicken tikka masala, duct tape, ballpoint pens, ciabatta bread, Velcro, Tupperware. Now stop calling it new or experimental, unless you're also going to call all of those things new and experimental and call into question their safety.
Oh my god, Pluto!
So hold on. When was Pluto discovered? 1930. When was modern toilet paper invented? 1857. When was chicken tikka masala invented? The 1970s. We're way older than chicken tikka masala. Well, trans surgery is way older than chicken tikka masala. We are as old as human beings, trans people. When was duct tape invented? 1943. When were ballpoint pens invented? No, that was balloons. 1888. Nearly as old as balloons. When was ciabatta invented? 1982. What? 1982? Ciabatta bread is a baby. When was Velcro invented? 1941. And when was Tupperware invented? 1946. Are we getting the idea of how not new and experimental gender-affirming care is? The face of someone who knows he sold his soul for 30 pieces of silver, vacant eyes from all the mental gymnastics required to ignore J.K. Rowling's rancid transphobia that spouted all day, every day from her mold-infested mansion, just to play a Timu Hagrid in a Harry Potter series that precisely no one asked for. We're all boycotting it, right? Nick Frost, very disappointing. Any of these actors taking part, the only actors that are in any way forgivable are the kids, because they are highly unlikely to understand anything about what is going on in terms of the trans community. It's their parents who are at fault. But all of the adult actors, including Nick Frost, have come out in support of the trans community verbally, and Nick Frost has also played a main role in a Channel 4 show that was written and starred a trans woman as the main protagonist, yet he's still doing this. And he's not the only one to be offering lip service in terms of support for the trans community, but then being like, but you, I'm gonna go get my Harry Potter check. Do they not realize like the power? Even if the series still went ahead without them, it would send a message to studios, the people with the budgets and the purse strings, if they're realizing that Harry Potter, you cannot draw in your first choice or your second choice, maybe not even your third choice for all of the different roles, and you're kind of having to scrape the barrel a bit because nobody wants to be attached to this project. That would be really meaningful. That's how you're an ally. Being an ally is not good enough to just be like,
I'm an ally. Yay.
being an ally would be like, you, Harry Potter, JK Rowling, this transphobia, the paycheck. It's not worth it. I am not going to be in this because of the harm she causes to the trans community. And the profits that she will make from this series will go into funding that transphobic hate. So I'm not going to be part of that. Did they do that? No. Why? Fame? Money? Relevancy? I don't know. He also really does look like the Timu Hagrid. I love it. Robert De Niro says he has nothing but love and support for his daughter, Erin De Niro, I hope I said that right, after she recently came out as transgender. I loved and supported Erin as my son, and now I love and support Erin as my daughter. I don't know what the big deal is. I love all my children. I listen to Robert De Niro on this. What's the big deal? Love your kids. So Ian McKellen to open historic all-trans and non-binary production of Shakespeare classic. Wow. Sometimes I cannot believe that we were a lucky enough generation to see this person play Gandalf. To other actors, be more Ian McKellen. I bet you he wouldn't have taken up the role of Dumbledore. Hunter Schafer is reportedly being eyed to play Princess Zelda in the live-action Legend of Zelda film. Imagine being so bigoted you can't see this as the most perfect casting for Princess Zelda just because you're a transphobe. I saw some of the ruckus around this when it first happened, and it's literally like, Hunter Schafer looks like the perfect casting. It would be so ridiculous to deny that. Nothing better than a glass of hashtag Dr. Pepper, except maybe hashtag becoming a woman. Hashtag yep. Hashtag I'm transgender. What a way to come out. It doesn't make sense to me, but I love it. Go you. Congratulations. Live your best trans life. Rowling launches $1.2 billion legal fund to target trans rights. I have not confirmed the size of the legal fund, if it is anywhere near 1.2 billion, or if it is actually 1.2 billion dollars. The magnitude of that, even if it's not that much money, you cannot support Harry Potter and call yourself a trans ally. This extends to showing theme parks and companies that the Harry Potter stuff that they run is still relevant. That includes a streaming service that is going to play Harry Potter, either not having that streaming service or at least not playing Harry Potter. If people stopped buying Harry Potter Lego, going to the Harry Potter section at Universal, going to the Harry Potter studios, buying Harry Potter games, buying Harry Potter merch generally, they would stop making it. Like, the movies as well is what made the franchise as big as it is, because the movies were well done movies. Objectively, they were decent movies. Subsequently, what's happened is because of those films, like the whole Harry Potter studios, which is massive, is off the movies. If there weren't movies being made, the books would have just been very popular books and that would have been it. Or if the movies were shit, the franchise would not have grown where it's grown to. I personally think it's more the movies and the rest of the people working on those movies rather than JK Rowling that made Harry Potter as big as it is. Anyway, regardless, it is as big as it is. You cannot support it and be a trans ally. I'm sorry. And if you would rather keep a hold of the nostalgia and Harry Potter, people can't force you not to, but you're choosing your love of a franchise where there are plenty of other ones that are amazing and better over human rights. So if you want to carry on supporting Harry Potter, then you are not supporting the trans community. That's the stark reality. I did just want to go through some more positive things related to Harry Potter because obviously 3 main actors have come out of being very trans inclusive, so I wanted a little refresher of what they've all said. So Daniel Radcliffe has said, transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associations who have far more expertise on the subject matter than either Joe or I. To all the people who feel that their experience of the books has been tarnished, I am deeply sorry for the pain these comments have caused you. He's probably the most vocally outspoken person out of the 3 of them that I've seen, and I've also seen him actually sit down and listen to transgender people and transgender youth and have discussions with them. I firmly stand with the trans community and echo the sentiments expressed by many of my peers. Trans women are women, trans men are men. We should all be entitled to live with love and without judgment. Rupert Grint. Trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told they aren't who they say they are. Emma Watson. And she's wearing a trans rights are human rights t-shirt. And that's all the trans memes for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed them. Go leave your comments down below. Think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. There's some names going up the screen right now who are some of my Patreons. And a big shout out to my very important potatoes, my VIP Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting me. Albar, Chloe, Dylan Irving, Elden K, Gosco, Iona Balash, Jesse Entwistle, Marv Mallow, Max Mates Mods, Night Soul, Nesta, Rachel Raptor, Randy, Riley Ray, River Champion, Sally Drew, Sarah Hobbs, Sienna Lamb, Slayer, Sugar Joe, TNS Mum, The Paisley Prince, The Third Hatman, Spring Metal Dragon, and Bildad the Sweet. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye!